So like many entrepreneurial revolutions, they really occur in adapting technologies that have already been developed and are blending them together. Google was not the first person to work on the search issue. Uber was not the first person to think about decentralized transportation systems. But when you start to combine, in this particular case, Bitcoin and Tor, you end up with a darknet that now begins to transact business. At this particular time, and we're going to go into a lot of depth about this, most of it is criminal. But what I'm going to ask you to do is do what I did when I was in graduate school, which is instead of just being repulsed by this concept of a criminal economy and drug lords and people selling drugs, I want you to suspend that for a moment and realize that within this economy, there's brilliance. And in fact, many of the things that we take for granted today online actually begin with some criminal endeavors. And there's wisdom and vision in much that's being done. So what we end up with today, and what you'll see on this graphic, is an underground economy on a scale that really we've never seen on a global basis. Truly globalized, in many ways truly anonymous, and growing at a very fast pace. So the estimate today is between about 750 and 1 million darknet sites. I think actually that number is quite low. I think it's higher than that. It's hard to peg the exact number. So what we see by combining Bitcoin and Tor is this. And this is the beginnings of a global, empowered, decentralized, anonymous, darknet economy that on some estimates have between 750 and 1 million active sites. I personally think it's a bit low because it's extremely difficult to score all of that. And it is growing at an extremely rapidly rate and connecting parts of the world that probably were never connected exactly like this before. There's quite a lot of precedent to understanding that criminal endeavors actually lead to major changes in the economy. Let me just give you a few examples right off the top of my head. Napster. Napster was a giant intellectual property stealing machine, and it normalized to basically Spotify and iTunes. And in fact, the founders of Napster became famous in an early investor in Facebook. So society has sort of washed and normalized that criminal to early adopters to corporate structured business. Online gambling to PayPal and digital currency. We wouldn't have few of the advancements that we have online if it wasn't for people trying to do online gambling. And of course, adult content. Where would we be with video transmission, Skype, any of the things that we deal with today if it wasn't for basically pornographers looking to sell their wares online?